Yeah, I always get like the most Charlie Brown deformed little Christmas tree because it just cracks me up. I
I thought
love
you
it.
were gonna say the most Charlie
The
Brown
dog.
deformed little
You were
dog.
worried about the dog. Yeah, no, the dog's
He's got two
okay. He's
legs,
great.
one eye.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah,
hops
yeah.
around real
Those are the
sad.
cutest dogs, though.
Well, welcome back to another horror feature, man. It's great to have you again in a disturbed, fucked up role where where you're like a disturbed little guy killing people.
That's how I roll, man. It's the only thing I know how to do. So,
Yeah, man, I was so excited when this was announced because I'm a big fan of the original movie, despite
yeah.
all its flaws. How familiar were you with the original?
So, really weird timing, but about a month before the script hit my inbox, I went to Quentin's Theater in LA, in the New Beverly,
Yeah.
and it was around Christmas time, and they were playing Silent Night, Deadly Night. And watching that movie with an audience is like one of the greatest things you can ever do for yourself. So yeah, man, I that was the first time I saw it, and it was such a fucking awesome experience. And yeah, and then I got the script hit my inbox, and I was so stoked about it. So you got to dive into the sequels, the Garbage Days, and the
Did you
and the
did you dive into the sequels?
Man, listen, I watched pieces of every movie and clips, and it was like, what was so crazy is like the thing about Garbage Day is you can say Garbage Day to like almost anyone that's been on the internet, and
Yeah.
whether they know where it comes from or what it is, they know what it's
Yeah.
predominantly a lot of people know that meme.
They know
So
the intonation even. They're like,
yeah,
garbage day, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Garbage Day! No!
That must have been exciting then to get the script and get that role and to see the differences between the original, because I like that this isn't a straight one-to-one remake. It does something interesting with the
Mm,
material, and I think makes Billy a lot more likable and
mm,
understandable than the original character, who's just kind of like he's damaged for sure and traumatized. But
hmm.
in your version, you kind of have this like it's almost like a Dexter Dark Passenger type situation going on
Sure.
where you actually hear another person's voice. And so you're working with a lot of narration. What was that like on set? Did you have someone off camera saying those lines? Did you just have to like give it time?
I had the greatest scene partner ever, Mike P. Nelson.
Great.
And he was like the voice from God. He would just hide behind a filing cabinet or under a desk or behind a Christmas tree or whatever we could find. And the thing about Mike that everyone needs to know, and I'll scream this from the rooftops, is he's such a fantastic actor. Like he's so funny. And like sometimes he'd come in and like be like, hey, why don't you try the line like this? And I would be like, you need to just do this because you're so good at it. You're so funny. So yeah, I was mostly just working with Mike, and he's so great. It was such a joy to have him there and to go through that with him. Because otherwise I'm just a crazy guy in the room talking
Yeah.
into a wall, which
Yeah.
I was. I always am. This job's insane at the best of times. So
Yeah,
yeah.
why is that, man? Why between Corey Cunningham and then even your character in The Monkey is a little messed up, although that's more like
Yeah.
comical. But
Yeah.
yeah, what do you think draws people to cast you in these roles where it's like a well-meaning guy, but then he gets disturbed in a way that leads him to killing people?
Dude, I think it's best for us to not, or best for me to not ask that question. I think it's best for me to just assume that's what people think of me and leave it at that. It might not be the best can of worms to open. So
I think it's because you do have like a likable face and a likable personality. You seem like someone who like I want to trust and I want to believe is a good person, and so it's a
sure.
nice subversion to have you start shanking
Mm,
people and stabbing people.
right. People love to see a nice guy go crazy, clearly.
In this movie, I mean, obviously on our channel, the big show is the kill count, and so I always it's like just this
Do you
background.
have the number yet?
No, it's. I was about to say it's like this background program running in my head at all times when I'm watching a
Yeah.
movie.
Can you still enjoy a movie, or is it like when you learn how to play music and you listen to music completely differently?
It's a
Like
little
you
bit of
watch,
both. Yeah,
sure.
because I really try to turn it off, especially when I'm watching a movie for the first time, and I just want to like accept it as what it is, but there's always something in the back of my head being like, all right, how would I cover this? How would I talk about this? How many kills are there? So that like mental tally completely broke at one point during this movie because I was like, nope, it's too much. I'm gonna have to, get one of those clickers and do it because there's like montages and group scenes. There's a big
Yeah.
action scene in with a bunch of people. And
Mm.
did you have to do any like stunt training for that? Was there what was the choreography like for that?
Yeah, man, I learned that like step by step. I was up there like a couple weeks before we started shooting, and it was like a week of like I think like a lot of the times the stunt guys are like bring the actor in and we'll see what they can do.
Uh huh.
And they gave me luckily they gave me a week and we didn't shoot that until like 3 weeks after that. And so at that point, after hours of swinging around a wooden paddle in a hotel room, I still remember walking into the hotel and it was like the handle of an axe with no like, and they were like, okay. I couldn't believe they slowed me in. But yeah, by the time we got to shooting it, I had a chance to just do it all myself. And we were there for 2 days. And um, there's nothing more unsettling than walking into that set and looking around. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
When I
Did
read the
not
script, I
expect
was
that.
like, they're not going to let us do this. And then I was doing it. And I was like, Mike, they let us do this. What's happening?
Yeah, I was I did not expect that reveal with that group,
Mm,
but it goes to speak to like how this movie gives Billy a kind of justification and it's one that's not revealed right away. So, at first you think you're just watching another Santa Claus serial killer like the first one or like a bunch of other horror movies, but then it's revealed that
mhm.
there's a purpose and a meaning behind this, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was a really nice thing to explore too, and to the point of like to be able to do this with Ruby and have Pam be such a big part of that, and the thing with like playing someone like Corey Cunningham, like that was, even at the best of times, he felt really hopeless and too damaged beyond return. This character just feels like he's got a job to do, but he's just a guy. Like he just wants to be a guy.
You want him to be able to just be a guy, especially after
Mhm.
meeting Pam and I love
Yeah,
how
I'm cheering for him.
yeah. And I love how Ruby's able to kind of match that like she's also playing like a damaged character who
Yeah.
has her own baggage and so it's like, "Oh, you want these two to great. They're together. They should be together." Oh
Yeah.
man, there's some shit in the way, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What are some of your favorite like Christmas activities to do, man? Like, did this was this filmed during Christmas time or was this filmed?
No, dude, this was like early spring. So,
Okay,
but we were in Winnipeg, Canada. If you know anything about Winnipeg, Canada, it's not warm
yeah,
during that part of the year. Yeah, so I grew up in a little town in Calgary, near Calgary, Alberta, up in the mountains. So, snow sports is like my life, but I love sledding or like tubing or like, anything down a hill that you have no business at 8 years old, grabbing your buddies and fighting down a hill. That was really fun. I love skating. And I love picking out a Christmas tree, man. I can't wait to get home and do that.
you always go
Yeah.
for the real tree.
Yeah, normally, but I go for a little tree. I like a cute little tree,
Okay, yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
something quaint about it. I don't know why, but I do.
Well, it's easier to decorate, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less needles on the ground, perhaps.
Yeah. You don't have any cats or any animals who try to eat it or anything, do you?
You know what, man? I just got a dog like 8 months ago, and we don't know if he's gonna terrorize the tree yet. So we'll figure that out when we get one. But I don't know. Yeah, I always get like the most Charlie Brown deformed little Christmas tree because it just cracks me up. I
I thought
love
you
it.
were gonna say the most Charlie
The
Brown
dog.
deformed
You
little
were
dog.
worried about the dog. Yeah, no, the dog's
He's got
okay.
two
He's
legs,
great.
one eye.
Yeah,
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 just hops
yeah.
around real
Those are the
slow.
cutest dogs, though. So,
Yeah.
never know, never know.
So yeah, how long was the shoot? How long were you up there shooting?
I think we were there for 6 weeks.
Did you get any rehearsal time, or because I know that's rare
Yeah,
nowadays?
that was like the first week was like rehearsal time and
Oh,
getting ready
great.
and everything. I think it was like a 21 day shoot, 22-day shoot or something. Nowadays they just everything
Yes,
as tight as
condensed.
possible. But yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a
What
lot
were
of fun.
what were some of the scenes that took the longest to shoot? Was it that big fight scene, or
The big
anything that?
fight
Uh
scene
huh.
was that was two and a bit days of just chaos.
Yeah, because that's
Um,
so many
the
characters and extras running around, and so much choreography happening.
Yeah, yeah, and trying to get the reactions right and trying not to knock over the swastika table lamps. Yeah, the also the ball pit stuff,
Yeah.
not to spoil anything,
Uh-huh.
but was so hard to shoot it.
Why? Was it like noise or
Here's the thing, noise.
uh-huh.
How do right? Like you got audio dub stuff because it's like you got to talk over yourself, but also like trying to operate camera at 4 in the morning on a night shoot in -10 with balls up to your waist and you every step is like like so it was so insane and like you're trying to do stunts in this sort of 6 by 10 ball pit. It was just that was like chaos, but it was so fun at the same time.
Yeah, that looked like a small space, but I'm assuming the walls would be able to be moved out for the camera, right?
Couldn't move them out.
Really? Oh, so it was like literally that small of a space.
Because normally flyaway walls work great, but
Mhm.
when you can't have things, um, if the ever all the balls would pour out,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So anyway, it was like, oh yeah, I mean, there's so many parts of filmmaking that are so insane. It's like who went and found 100 of those ball pit balls? Like who does? Who's the guy who does that?
Yeah, the
Uh,
prop master just like
yeah, yeah, yes,
categorizing, like making
yeah.
sure
And
they're
they're
all
probably
accounted
like
for.
rented, and they're like, try not to break them. It's like what? Like they're all covered in blood.
Yeah.
Return to the kids' play place the next week. Yeah, it's like insane.
Was the most fun sequence to film? The like the easiest, breeziest, just like having a good time. Was that maybe the stuff in the store with where Billy gets to be more of a normal person?
Oh yeah, I think me, Mike, and Ruby cried laughing one day, and so did Nick, our DP, who was operating camera on the scene. But it's that moment where she's trying to convince Billy to put on the Santa suit.
Uh-huh.
She says not since the pooping incident,
Oh yeah.
and we could barely make it through that. It was just the pure panic on Billy's face.
She has some great line deliveries where she just kind of like throws it away, and it just like caught
Yeah,
me off guard
yeah,
the way she said stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that's really funny. That's great."
yeah. She's so great.
Had you known Ruby prior to this, or did you meet her on set?
No, met her on the job.
Because I knew her from I never met her, but I knew her work from Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I'd seen her in Shameless,
Yeah,
and but like outside of a fan of work, no, I'd never had the chance to meet her. But yeah, she's so great. She's so fun in this movie.
what about Mike's work? Had you seen that before, or did you start looking it up
No,
after you
so
got the
I
job?
started looking at Mike's work when they had sent me the script for this movie.
Mhm.
And his VHS movie was he's such a talented filmmaker.
Yeah, the
Um,
double because he had the two segments right that were connected. It
yes.
was
Yeah.
I forget the name of the one at the cabin, but then Ambrosia where it's like the family get together, which I love that one.
Yeah, he's just good. He's just good, man.
Hmm.
And I remember reading the script and being like, ooh, because nowadays it's like you don't get a lot of writing, directing people. Like it's usually written by someone else and they hire a director. But when I read the script, I was like, oh, this guy's really good. Like, and just he's got such a voice. And yeah, I was so excited to go watch his movies. And sure enough, he's got a thing, man. I'm really
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what Mike does. Like so excited to see how his career unfolds.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what, and I'll ask him when I talk to him, but I'm curious to see what he does since he just did this, which is, it's a remake, but it's an original movie, but it's a remake in name at least, and he also did the same thing with Wrong Turn, so I'm curious if he gets his chance to like make an original thing. But whatever he does, I like the spins he did with both Wrong Turn and Silent Night, Deadly Night, because it was like not just taking the movie and making it again. It was making it his own thing.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's like it's strong identity. That's what makes
Mhm.
great filmmakers. And Mike knows exactly who he is. He knows what he thinks is funny. And the other thing is he's got so much heart. It's crazy. And I think it just bleeds into the work. Like he's just such a lovely guy.
So between this and Halloween and the monkey, and I forget if there are others, but obviously you've etched out a mark in horror films. What keeps bringing you back to them? Like, or have you been a horror fan, or is it just more?
Exactly that. Like I think I get asked a lot. It's like, are you dying to do stuff outside of this genre or whatever? And like I just love these movies, and I think people you get asked all the time too is like, are you nervous stepping into these franchises and doing these remakes? And it's a divisive industry and people have strong opinions and stuff. And it's like, I think when people ask me those questions, I start to realize that that's even a thing because I'm such a fan of the movies that if someone calls you and says, "Do you want to be in the movie?" It's like, of course I want to be in the movie. And then it's too late and you're doing the thing and you've got to just focus on trying to make it the best that it can be. And then by the time it comes out, it's too late. You did it. And so now it's in other people's hands. And so, it's not like I'm just a huge fan of horror and it feels punk rock and it feels like it's always been where the cool kids are for me. And I don't think you can, and I mean that both in like filmmaking and fan base because look at what keeps performing in box office and theaters. It's like clear, like for me, it's like it gets me to the theaters. These are the movies I love, and I want to go have a good time, and I want to feel like my voice is heard as an audience member, and I'm a part of it. And so I'm so happy to live in that genre, and be a part of that community, whether I'm in the movies or watching them. It's such a treat, Same thing with The Monkey. It was like Longlegs hadn't come out yet when we were
Yeah.
shooting that movie. So I think I went to go see an early screening of that, and I just remember being like, oh my God, I'm so lucky to sort of like both be lining up at these Beyond Fest screenings, and being in that line of fans that are so excited to go watch this crazy Nick Cage movie or whatever, and then be able to turn around and go work with him is like such a trip. It's to be on both sides of that fence is really special.
Yeah, that must have been awesome watching Longlegs and being like, "Oh shit, like this
Yeah.
is popping off. His next movie I'm in." Like that's really
Mhm.
exciting and
Yeah.
yeah.
Oz has been good forever. And so it was like, it was so cool to see him be getting his flowers at that point in his career with these like really specific movies that are
hmm
so Oz good. And that's a cool thing as well. So yeah, really, really crazy.
And despite, me saying that all the characters that you've played in those movies have a similarity to them, they're also very different. Like your character in the
Mm.
monkey is so different than it's like he's so silly and just like kind of dumb and it's so
Yeah.
funny the way you play him. So
Yeah, man, that was a riot. That was such a good time. It's so fun to be in that headspace. It's like you just like, I had like the 3 second new thought rule, where every 3 seconds it was a new thought. So you're just constantly chasing his own thoughts.
did you have anything like that while playing Billy? Like any kind of similar type of thing to fall back on to remain in that headspace of the character?
You know what I did have is it was like because you're acting with a voice in your head, you're trying to find like a physical something to like be irritated. And so it's like I got to the point of imagining being tickled on the neck so specifically that like I literally started to go like crazy and be like, oh, I'm feeling that. That's a weird this is such a weird job. But yeah, I feel like that was like how I remember being in Billy's head is like that sort of that weird
Like
tick.
sensation of being tickled.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing like how actors approach their roles and like what they do to get into it because
It's
it's
always like the most simple things that really get you there. Like I remember doing a wardrobe fitting for Halloween and the tidy whities came out and I was like, That's absolutely what Corey wears."
yeah.
There's so many weird things. On the monkey, it was like putting on that wig and just going with bangs was like, okay, I know who this guy is.
Yeah, and that's a difficult thing to do as well is perform a role where you don't get to have your eyes seen since they
Mm,
emote so much. So
mm,
with the monkey, we're like really doing it with a hand tied behind your back, where it's like you can't express with your eyes, but you're still
mhm.
able to like convey that character's emotion. So
Yeah, a whole lot of mouth breathing. Yeah.
yeah. Well, great work, man. I can't wait for people to see this. I don't think you're gonna be at the premiere tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I can't make it out. I'm in Budapest, Hungary right now, which is a bummer. But
Oh, okay. Are you filming something else?
yeah, man, I'm out here doing Ron Howard's making a war movie, and it's pretty crazy flick. But yeah, I'm out here working on that, and hopefully I'm back in town come New Year, and then we'll bump into each other,
Yeah, of
maybe.
course. I think your brother and mom have been to our house and you haven't.
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's so weird.
So funny. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we'll get you in here one day when you're not
Yeah,
busy
please.
filming
Please.
with masters of cinema around the world. Well, thanks so much, man. Congratulations on the role. I can't wait to see the movie again.
All right, man. We'll talk soon, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Hey, Ruby and Mike, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so first
Congratulations.
up, I gotta say, so I was at the Halloween Horror Nights here in Hollywood on the
Yeah.
red carpet that like opening night,
Uh-huh.
and I saw you interviewing, I believe it was it Clint Howard or somebody, I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And I so badly wanted to be like, jump in there and totally interrupt your interview as a rude person and be like, James, I love you. I just needed to shake your hand because I've never actually met you, but you've
Yeah.
like talked about some of my movies and you've done kill counts. So I was like,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
fucking dead meat. That's James. That's what I kept saying. Oh my God,
I'm
sorry. So
taking the
anyway,
photo of you
I
guys
geeked out a
tonight
little
at the
bit. I'm geeking
premiere.
out right now. So
Oh
here
my
we
God.
are.
Thank you, man. That's so awesome to hear. I love, when I get the appreciation from the people who actually make the things that I talk about, that's what means the most to me. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've been a fan of both your work. I mean, Ruby, I have Happy Death Day and the sequel under your belt. Love those movies. Still hoping
Thank
for
you.
that third one maybe eventually. And and Mike, of course, you got the Wrong Turn remake and your awesome segments in VHS. Love both of those. Ambrosia especially.
Thanks,
That
man.
was great. Yeah. But I like how with Wrong Turn and with this, I even hesitate to call them remakes because they're not just remakes of the original films. You're definitely taking the material and doing something interesting with them, finding a different tack to approach it with. It's like with Silent Night, Deadly Night, you have Killer Santa Claus who's killing people because he's naughty. But whereas the original, which I love, warts and all, it doesn't have this like kind of. I was talking to Rowan, this kind of dark passenger element to it, almost like a Dexter thing. This motivation for him to kill, and more of a reasoning for him to kill, which I think makes Billy more interesting and likable. So, how'd you land on that as a premise when it came to writing the script?
So at the time, when Brad Miska called me up and was like, "Hey Mike, do you have a take for Silent Night, Deadly Night?" And I was like, "Oh my God, okay, here we go. Give me a week or two, and let me think of something." And at that time, like I was watching lots of Pixar, and I know it's freaking hysterical. But then of course, like I rewatched movies, like I watched like The Santa Claus and I watched Elf, of course, like classics. But then I also watched Frailty and Adam Wingard's The Guest. And for some reason, like that culmination of watches, like completely released some weird, like crazy ideas where I was like, okay, so I love that sort of like that hominess of The Guest and like how you really do kind of like Dan Stevens' character, even though he's like kind of mysterious and you don't really know what his motivations are. And I love the sort of like slightly religious horror being told to like kill bad people, but is he really killing bad people? Sort of like I was like, this is like my mind started to explode. And then of course like the love story sort of came from like Pixar and Elf and like you know and like how like Will Ferrell falls in love with Zoe
So
Deschanel
cute.
and like of course the Pixar movies are just how much like emotional and heart they have at like the core of all of them, and they're just so good and cozy and feel good, yet they're very real. And so that was sort like literally it was like this mashed potato casserole of just like all this stuff together that was in my brain, and the idea literally just kind of out of me.
Yeah, I love the take on it, and I love the romantic interest for Billy. A lot more interesting than in the first film. I love the comparison to Zoe Deschanel and Elf because I feel like that character probably wouldn't beat up kids with a hockey stick.
Yeah.
Ruby, your character Pam has such this. She's such a good match for Billy because like she's kind of fucked up in her own way, you know.
Hell yeah, she is. I love her.
Yeah. So yeah, like when you were reading the script, is that something that jumped out to you right away of like, oh, this isn't just love interest, this is like a meaty
Yeah.
character to get into. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It was funny because I had quite a few of the producers reach out and they're like, "Are you okay with beating up a 12-year-old with a hockey stick? Like, we don't need to shoot that." And I was like, I got to that part in the script and was like, nothing will stop me from playing this role. This is fucking epic.
I love that.
So cool.
Well,
Thank you,
what
Mike.
ended up happening with that though was the people who read the script were they actually that's the moment that they fell in love with you. Like
But
that's
they
the
were
moment where like people were
concerned that
like,
people might not.
Pam,
Mhm.
Pam is for real. Like
Yes.
I love this character. I want nothing but good things for her. Like, and that was the response that I kept getting. So I was like, when I told the producers, I was like, yeah, but we're getting really good responses. Like people are really digging
Yeah,
this.
because
Like
she
it,
loves ferociously and she
yes,
protects the ones that she loves so passionately.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's a more personal version of what Billy's doing. Throughout the movie, he's trying to defend the innocent by doing what he thinks will prevent their deaths and danger coming to them. Whereas with Ruby, it's like, oh, the people she knows specifically, she is willing to throw down for them and defend them that way.
Yeah, he's somewhat internal and she's in like, right? Like he's an
oh,
introvert,
dude.
she's an extrovert.
Yes, very
Hmm.
complimentary. I love
Yes,
it.
yes.
Were you familiar with Rowan's work, Ruby, prior to this movie, or did you have to do some research?
I had seen Halloween Ends
Hmm. So you knew
and
he was good at playing a fucked up little weirdo.
yes, and I mean like the opening to that movie blows my mind when he's trapped in the closet and he kicks it out like
Yes.
holy shit. But yeah, he his character in that was really likable to me. So then when I found out that he was going to be a part of Silent Night Deadly Night, I was like, "Oh shit. Like this is going to be legendary."
Yes. I mean, that was what got me extra excited over the movie was the press releases about the cast. Since it was both Rowan and you, I was like, oh, I know that they both do really good work. And then on top of that, having Mike write and direct it, it was like a perfect storm. So I was very excited and it paid off. I love, like I said, the take on it, the fact that you do go places that I didn't expect, and I think a lot of people won't expect, whether it's beating down a kid with a hockey stick or that the scene with the group of Santas. Was there discussion about whether that was going to be allowed, whether that was too much?
Dude, I'll tell you right now, there was more concern about Ruby beating the shit out of kids than there was that scene.
Yes.
Really?
Like I'm serious. Like so that scene was there from the beginning, like from my first outline, and I had no like I think I probably was more nervous about it than anybody because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna let me do this. Like, but in my mind, I'm like, but why wouldn't they? Like, come on, like this is a good thing. Um, I'll never forget though the response after that first outline and then the first draft, and it was like, yes, 100% yes, this has to be in the movie. We love that it's in the middle because like there was this one thought where I was like, well, does this feel more like a climax? I'm like, no, dude, this is like middle of the movie when the tide changes and you're like, damn, okay, this is what we're doing now. And that's where you feel it. And so to me, like I wanted to have that big sort of like action like hurrah moment in the middle where you're thinking like, all right, this is gonna be awesome. And then it starts to get like, oh fuck, like things are getting really hard towards the end. And then we turn it we actually then turn it into a horror movie in the last like, 15, 20 minutes where you're like, oh, like shit's getting real and like there's kids involved and like there's like, child trafficking and oh God, like
Yeah.
ugh.
Oh my gosh, you said so much. Are we allowed to do that?
If you regret anything, just message me and I can take it out. No worries. But I mean, yeah, I love that the movie goes to these dark places as a horror movie should. But it sounds like the shoot was pretty enjoyable. Rowan said that he loved working with both of you. That Mike, you're a pleasure to be directing him. And even though it was pretty cold, it was in I forget what part of Canada in spring?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Okay, Mike, you're Canadian, right?
No, I'm
Oh,
I'm
you're
from
not.
Minneapolis.
Oh, I mean that's honorary, right? Upper
I,
Midwest.
I mean, we're basically a little Canadian tumor that comes down into the state.
Yeah, yeah. I think Minnesota even has a island that's like an exclave that's above the Canadian border,
Yep.
which I've
Yep.
always found interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
Looking that up on a map after this.
it's fun. Yeah, I love maps. I'm from Michigan, so it's also the same kind of like, oh yeah, we're up there, we know what's going on.
Yep.
Love
But
that.
yeah, it was a cold shoot. It sounds like I heard the ball pit was also a cramped space to shoot in with a lot of noise happening. But Rowan seemed to really enjoy it. Ruby, how was it for you?
I my shoulders almost popped out of my my sockets that day. I
Did you
can't
like
believe it.
fall?
No, because I was so adamant about because I really wanted to do my own stunts, and the stunt crew on this freaking production are just incredible human beings, amazing artists, and just they let me do it. So when I lunge in, my body went into like fight or flight and it was like, no, you're not meant to do that. And I shot my arms out, and Rowan was like, release, Ruby, release. And I shot down, but somehow I didn't get hurt. But yeah, that was so cool. And they built it on set. And people were like, I think Mike took a nap in there one lunch break.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
But yeah,
probably
so
cleaner than real
cool.
ball pits, like at
Yeah.
Chuck E.
Oh my
Cheese.
God. Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, like wading through it, it was like being in water. It was a workout.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, it
Right,
sounds.
Mike? We had to
That
move
set was
everything
standing
to
up.
one side and then move everything to the next side.
It looked like a small space too, and without like
Yes.
flyaway walls either to get shots. So,
Well, there kind of was actually there was like
mm,
one little opening or like a section that you could pull out that was sort of above, so like the balls could stay b below, and
yeah,
then there was one side so you could go outside of it and shoot into it for one kind of like a wider overall establishing. But when you were in there, dude, if Nick, our DP, was in this, he'd just be like, "Fuck that set, dude."
Yes.
Like, 'cause it was really hard, and like we didn't again, like any movie, didn't have nearly enough time to
mm,
shoot it because it was just like it was. I think we underestimated how challenging it was going to be. And so when we got in there and started moving around, and then you're dealing with like kids and adults, multiple adults in the space, not to mention like you have multiple crew then like holding lights. So it's like filled with people, and it's not supposed to look like it's filled with people. And we're like, how the hell? And we figured it out, but it was very challenging.
Well, I'm sure it helped that you did have a little bit of rehearsal time and prep work with the actors, right? So they were probably, prepared to do all this. At least Rowan mentioned like maybe a week worth of prep and rehearsal.
Yeah, there was some time. It depends on what
And
you're
Ruby's
talking
like,
about.
where was I for this?
Sorry.
Well,
I have to remember
let's
you
just
can
say
see me.
it depends on what he's talking about because I mean he did get some time to like to get acquainted with his axe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
And
he did mention walking through a hotel while swinging around a fake axe, which is great.
yes, yeah, and like the stunt crew like gave him like this they gave him that kind of that walkthrough of what we'll call it the Christmas party,
Hmm.
and like what he was going to do because that was all those beats were very much figured out, like how he's going to get from point A to point B to point C, and then back to point A, um, and that was all kind of crafted, and so he walked through that. And I mean, he did. I mean, it was 95% him. Like
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, that
He
was
learned that in 4 hours
yeah, it was
flawlessly.
insane. It was insane. Like again, we got very fortunate that he's very like he was very savvy and like very well coordinated.
But also walking around a hotel with an axe.
Yeah, yeah, just to make sure.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruby, I love some of your line deliveries in this movie that are kind of like throwaways. Like, I think you made me laugh the most with some of your lines.
Thank
Whether it
you.
was, the staring at the hands being the weirder thing, or just some of the other later conversations. You just have this way of just like tossing a line aside, and then it's like it's moving on before you're like, oh wait, that was really funny, and then you just like it's like a delayed laugh.
Very cool. Thank you. And thank you, Mike.
Yeah, combination of good writing,
Yeah.
good performance there. Ruby, how familiar were you with the original film or the original series?
I actually had not watched the films until after I read the script and signed on board. And I will never forget my boyfriend and I watched all three of them at my house. And
Oh,
I've
you think
never
there's only
said
three? That's cute. There's
oh
there are
gosh, I
there are
know.
like
I watched the
six.
first three. Excuse me. I watched the
Okay.
first three.
Yeah.
And I've never said what the fuck more in my life. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is intense. And obviously like garbage day made me laugh so hard.
Great performance of it. The intonation, you nailed it. Yeah, that was perfect.
Garbage day!
But yeah, so I was really excited because like I said, I hadn't watched them, and then to then immediately become a fan of them and then become giddy because I was like, oh my gosh, and now I have the new take directly in front of me, courtesy of Mike P. Nelson. It started to, it was just falling into place so beautifully and so rapidly. And I was like, this is going to be so epic.
Oh man, if you want, you can finish out the series because they just get weirder and weirder. The 5th one has Mickey Rooney in it and like a little android boy. It's ridiculous. It's one of the most bizarre franchises I've ever seen. Yeah.
I'll finish the next ones before the sequel, Mike.
Mike, how much did you know all the original films? Like, did you just know the first 2? Because those are kind of the same movie with the addition of Garbage Day. But like I said, the other ones get really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly wasn't very familiar with those ones at all. Was with the first one and the second one, obviously, but like, and that was to me like really where I wanted to reintroduce the whole Billy Chapman of it all. Like that was the most important thing to me and that was the most interesting thing. So I was like, I know the other ones exist and they're crazy, but yeah.
No, I mean, there's no way to work those into this because, like, the 4th one is about, like, a feminist cult that has to do with, like, bugs. It's insane.
No spoilers, James.
I'm sorry. There are bugs. Clint Howard's in it. And, like, it's weird, man. But are there other references that you worked into the first 2? Because obviously you get the deer antler kill, which is referencing Linnea Quigley's kill in the original, and obviously the Garbage Day shout out, which like I can't wait to see it at the premiere. Oh, are you guys going to the premiere tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah! I'll see you there, and I can't wait to watch it with an audience where I know they're all going to clap at that line.
So cool.
Yeah, I mean, there was that. There was we strangle somebody with Christmas lights, and we have the bow and arrow. Like some of this stuff has been thrown out in teasers and trailers online and stuff, so you can see some of those things. So obviously it was like I wanted to bring some of those things back to get people like, again, it's a warm and cozy movie, so it's like you get the warm and cozy emotion, then you get the warm and cozy of like getting to see some of these moments again. But then there's also little nods to other movies in the movie.
Oh, like what? Anything you can talk about?
Well, there's 2 Black Christmas references.
Oh man, I'm trying to. Is it? I mean, the most common Black Christmas reference I feel is either the bag over the head or like the eye through the crack in the door. Is it either of those?
No, there may be a little. They're if you kind of like if you blink you miss them kind of thing.
Yeah.
The one is when Billy first meets Pam and she's like, who are you shopping for? He goes, for my dad, and she goes, crystal unicorn and earrings.
That's
and sure
right.
enough, you got a crystal unicorn.
Yes.
And then the other one is when it cuts to him and he's down in the storage area, and he goes, "Oh, hey Agnes, it's me, Billy. I just wanted to put in a new order for the wood-wicked candles."
Of course, Agnes and Billy. I didn't catch that one. I think watching, I did hear the crystal unicorn, and I was like, "Oh, that's Black Christmas, isn't it?" But I forgot about that.
So those were 2 of my nods because I love Black Christmas. And then the third one, which is not a Christmas movie at all, and there's a reason for this line, and it's very much so like a pull from a scene in this movie, is from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where Billy goes, "Let's just find her and get this over with," and Charlie goes, "Agreed, we are pilgrims in an unholy land," which was Sean Connery's line during,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mind is blown right now.
Those are my fun little Easter eggs that those are for me.
Yeah, and what's great is like they're not disruptive, because like I didn't catch the Indiana Jones thing, but it didn't stand out to me as like something clunky. It's like a nice smooth thing that's just for you and the people who catch it, and the rest of the movie is its own thing, which is great.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much, guys. I can't wait to watch the movie again with an audience, as opposed to a watermarked copy that I watch on my couch. Really excited for that. And I'll see you there. Congrats on the movie.
Thanks so much, James.
Yeah, and
I can't wait to meet you. Are you bringing your dog tonight before you leave?
I cannot bring my dog to the movie theater, unfortunately, but she says, "Gosh, she's so dirty. She needs to go to the
Oh my gosh. What's her name?
Molly. You don't want to meet her right now. She's smelly. She's stinky.
Molly, I love you.
Well, thank you.
See you tonight, James.
Bye.
All right.